I mean, so far, what I read in the Quran, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of unnatural things. Like,
Oh, wasn't there a splitting of the moon in the Quran?
what is that?
And the fact that there's two sides of the moon, and there is a possibility that either two moons, and according to NASA, I mean, now NASA is not saying this miracle happened or not happened. That's not NASA's job.
God bless everybody and welcome. Today we're going to be going over an interview between Sneako and Uthman bin Farooq. Sneako is a recent convert to Islam, and he shares with us that one reason why he left Christianity was because he says that one of the things that drew him into Islam was the fact that it doesn't make miraculous claims. It doesn't make claims about the supernatural.
A big reason why I resonate with Islam is that there's not a lot of mysteries, and there's not a lot of like ritualistic aspects and superhuman, supernatural. I mean, so far, what I read in the Quran, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of unnatural things. Like, is there anything supernatural in the Quran?
First of all, I don't know why you would join a religion based on which religion makes the least amount of supernatural claims. But that's one of his reasons. He says that that the Quran doesn't make these supernatural, miraculous claims. And he thinks that therefore it's good to convert to that religion.
Oh, wasn't there a splitting of the moon in the Quran?
What is that?
One of the beautiful miracles in the Quran about the splitting of the moon in Surah Qamar, in the first verse, talks about how the moon split in two and came back together. If you put moon splitting Uthman ibn Farooq, it'll come up on YouTube, you'll see it, where I present that even NASA talks about the craters across the moon and the fact that there's two sides of the moon, and there is a possibility that either two moons, and according to NASA, I mean, now NASA is not saying this miracle happened or not happened. That's not NASA's job.
Actually, NASA is saying that this didn't happen. NASA is saying that there's no current scientific evidence, that there's no current scientific reports that the moon was split in two at any time in the past. And here's the screenshot from NASA's official website. Uthman, the one example you went to and the source that you appealed to back you up actually say that there's no scientific evidence at all to defend your or the Quran's claim. And it doesn't stop there. If you're saying that you joined Islam because of the lack of miraculous claims by your reading of the Quran, then you just haven't done enough reading. The Quran claims that Jesus formed a bird out of clay and breathed into it and gave it life, just like how it claims Allah formed Adam out of clay and gave him life. The Quran claims that Jesus rose people from the dead, that Jesus had knowledge of the unseen, that Allah claims only He has, that Jesus spoke from the cradle as a baby. The Quran makes all sorts of miraculous claims about Jesus, and it doesn't stop with Jesus. It says that Moses split the sea, that Moses threw his staff, which turned into a snake and ate the magician's staffs, that the she-camel of Salah drank all the water, that Abraham was thrown into the fire, but it didn't affect him, that elephants defended the Kaaba, and birds threw fiery pellets from their beaks onto the army. All of that's in the Quran. That the Israelites brought a man back to life after having died by beating him with a dead cow. The Quran claims that dead bird carcasses were chopped up and came back to life. That body parts will speak on the Day of Judgment. That skin will grow back in hellfire to replace melted skin. That Jews were turned into apes and monkeys. There are a number of other miracle claims and supernatural claims that the Quran makes. I could go on and on and on and on. Now, if Sneako is honest, he will leave Islam because he thinks that a good reason to convert to Islam is because it lacks supernatural claims and miracle claims. We've just demonstrated that the Quran does make such claims, and therefore he should leave Islam. Islam is false. The Quran is false because Muhammad was a false prophet. In fact, the Bible prophesies that the Antichrist is one who denies Father and Son. The Quran denies that Jesus is the Son and that God is Father. Therefore, the Bible predicted it as an Antichrist religion. Islam is false and Jesus is Lord.